State versus Andrew Morris, 17-175, charged with robbery, battery, impairing the operation of a vital public facility, and theft of property. Are you Mr. Morris?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a lawyer, sir?
Not at the moment.
Say that again, sir. Not at the moment. Okay, do you intend to hire a lawyer or make application to the public defender's office?
Yes, sir.
Which one?
Public defender.
Okay. There should be an application at the jail. Pick one up, fill it out, and turn it in.
I've got one filled out right now, sir.
Oh, do you? Okay. Have you turned it in yet?
Yes, sir. I turned it in when I got brought to court today.
You've already turned it in?
I'll turn it in when I come into court today.
Okay. Is he coming
Sir.
into court today?
Judge, he's not, but I just represented Mr. Morris in a recent case based on his incarceration. I'm sure he will qualify.
Okay.
He is in the custody of the Department of Corrections at this point in time, so bond won't be an issue, but we'll go ahead and enter a not guilty plea on his behalf, and we'll ask for a scheduling order, and we'll get that application from the jail.
All right. And when would he be appearing for pretrial?
June 29th, Your Honor.
We'll have you appear on June 29th at 10 o'clock for pretrial. State versus Derek Pinnell, 17-176. Fraudulent use of credit or debit card, theft by receiving. Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you have a lawyer, sir?
No, I put an application in for a public defender.
Okay. Do y'all have that?
We don't, Your Honor. We went to the jail this morning and picked up everything they had, but sometimes they don't make it to the front. But based on his incarceration and pending review of that, we will go ahead and enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf.
Okay. We'll enter a plea of not guilty. I'll have you appear before Judge Webb on May 4th at, what time does he start? 9:30 for attorney status.
Excuse me, say again?
Okay, we'll have you appear on May 4th before Judge Webb. It's another judge's case for attorney status.
Okay.
They'll review your application, see if you qualify for the public defender.
Am I going to stay incarcerated? Am I going to stay in here? Or
Well, I don't know. Have you got a bond?
I had a bond, but I was on interstate compact and they had put me on a hold for Christian County.
Oh, well, let's see. Yeah, you're correct. You have a bond. I guess whether you stay incarcerated is more or less up to Christian County.
Okay, is my PO going to come see me today so I can talk to him? And
That I don't know. Your probation officer?
yes, sir.
I don't know that, sir. I'm not involved in that. So.
I understand, sir.
Okay. Well, thank you. That's all we can do right now. State versus Jimmy Bohannon, 17-174. Escape in the second degree. Good morning. Wonder, is there some way? Do they have to turn up the volume over there?
They're not sitting close enough.
Okay, Mr. Bohannon, could you scoot up a little closer to the mic there? Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, does the public defender's office represent Mr.
Judge,
Bohannon?
not on this new charge, but we do represent him on a pending charge, so we'll have him fill out a new application, but assuming nothing has changed since his last application, we'll go ahead and enter a plea of not guilty on this charge.
Okay, we'll enter the plea of not guilty. I'll have Mr. Bohannon appear before Judge Webb on May 4th at 9:30 for attorney status. Is there anything else?
Not today, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, thank you, sir. That's all we can do today. State versus William Thompson, 17-169. Possession of controlled substances, paraphernalia, other charges. Good morning. Sir, have you got a lawyer?
Well, somebody got the application right here.
Okay.
Looking for a speedy trial, sir. I just need support and resources. Homeless veteran.
Say it again?
Homeless veteran. I'm looking for support and resources.
He's a
Okay.
homeless veteran looking for support and resources,
All
Judge.
right.
Judge, based on his filling out the application, at this point in time, we'll go ahead and enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf and review that paperwork to make sure he qualifies.
Okay, we'll enter a plea of not guilty. Let's see. Have you come back on April 27 for attorney status at 10 o'clock. Anything else?
Not today, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
Have a good
you.
day.
State versus Brian Sutterfield, 17-168. Delivery of controlled substances, unlawful use of communication devices, paraphernalia, other drug-related charges. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Do you have a lawyer, sir?
I know, but I filled out the application today. I've got it right here.
You got it with you? Okay.
Judge, based on his filling out the application, we'll enter a plea of not guilty. Ask that he be set for appearance in front of Judge Webb the next time he's here.
Okay.
Sir, is there any way that I could ask for a bond reduction? I can't make a $30,000 bond.
Judge, I don't have this gentleman's criminal history. If I had it, maybe he doesn't have one. I don't. If I can get a criminal history on it, I can certainly make a recommendation. It's set at $30,000 right now.
Brian, do you have a child support hold on you right now?
Yeah, it should be up in like 19 days.
Okay, why don't you, when you get that resolved, why don't you call our office, at the public defender's office, and we'll talk to the prosecutor about the bond, okay?
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. State versus Chad Isom, 17-167. Delivery of controlled substances near certain facilities, unlawful use of communication device, possession. Good morning. Sir, do you have a lawyer?
I have a,
Application, okay.
Judge, based on that, we will enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf and pick up that paperwork.
Okay, we'll enter a plea of not guilty. We'll have you return on April 27th for attorney status. Anything else?
Maybe I can get the bond reduced,
What is your bond?
30,000.
Judge, again, I don't have his criminal history yet. He was just arrested out. If I can get that, I can certainly make a recommendation.
Prosecutor wants to get your criminal history to look at before he argues for the state, so we'll let him do that, and turn in your application as soon as you can. Let's see if we can get a lawyer representing you. Okay. State versus Stephen Hutton, 17-165. Burglary, theft. Several counts of theft. Good morning.
Judge, we have been appointed to represent Mr. Hutton. We're in the process of receiving discovery in this matter. It looks like there might be a scheduling order, or there will be one soon, I'm sure, if there's not. At this point in time, there's no action to take in this case today except for what I've just mentioned.
Has he been arraigned in the case?
Judge, if he hasn't, we'll go ahead and enter our plea of not
Okay.
guilty on his behalf.
We'll enter a plea of not guilty. Okay. Anything else?
Not at this time. Steve, I'll be over to see you soon, okay?
Yes, sir. I asked for bond reduction based on the fact that I have no priors, and also I'd like to get ideas as quickly as possible. I would entertain ideas of signing on a plea this afternoon if possible.
Well, I don't think you're going to want the plea they're offering you right now, but can you tell the judge where you live right now?
Yes, sir. I live in Halfway, Missouri, just north of Springfield.
Okay. And how long have you lived there?
I've been around Bolivar for about 8 years. My hometown is Mountain Home. I have no problem with transportation getting back and forth. And as I said, I had no priors before. I was unaware of these warrants, so this is just a traffic stop for me. So I just want to get this over with as quickly as possible.
Do you have family here in Mountain Home?
Just friends. My mother is in Little Rock or in Bryant. My father is in Springfield. My son is here in Baxter County as well.
Judge, we would submit that a $10,000 bond would be appropriate to secure his reappearance before this court, based on his statements to the court this morning.
Your Honor, this gentleman is alleged to have committed this crime on or about December the 21st, where he broke into a home here in this county and he stole 5 firearms and some medications. those firearms were pawned, a portion of them were pawned out of state on the same day. This gentleman has been absent from us for the last 4 months. His bond is set at $35,000. Judge, that's not unreasonable, given that this is a residential burglary. This man broke into a citizen home here in Baxter County. I think the bond at $35,000. This isn't a possession of drug case. This is we got a victim here. And $35,000 is not excessive.
Have you checked with the bondsman?
Mr. Hutton, have you talked to a bondsman yet?
Yes, I have.
And you've been unable to come up with the premium they require?
There's no way I can come up with a premium. They're wanting real estate or something of significance that I just do not have. I'm just a regular working guy.
I'm gonna leave the bond where it's at right now.
I'll be over to discuss it with you, Stephen, later, okay?
All right.
State versus Samuel Chase, 17166. Charged with theft of property.
Your Honor, I represent the defendant in this matter. I believe he's here for arraignment. We would waive formal reading of that information, enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll enter that plea of not guilty. I'll have him appear before Judge Webb on May 4th at 9:30.
Thank you, sir.
State versus Haley Sullivan, 17164, breaking or entering unauthorized use of a vehicle. 17163, it's a drug case. 16387, it's a drug case.
Your Honor, I'm now representing Ms. Sullivan from the Public Defender's Office. We just discovered there was a conflict in that case, so I've taken over. I visited with her at the jail yesterday. Your Honor, her goal today is to get into Core Ministries, which is, I don't think it's Core Ministries, but it's Core Rehabilitation in Branson. There's a letter that I think Mr. Chisholm is reviewing. I don't know if he's had a chance to review it yet, but we would like to have her go straight from the jail to Core Ministries, or Core, I keep calling it Core Ministries, the Core program in Branson.
Okay. In 17164, how did she plead?
Not true,
Okay.
or not guilty. Your Honor, that is a case, that is a new case, and I told her yesterday she needs to fill out an application. Haley, have you done that?
I requested a form, I didn't get one.
Let me ask you this, in 17163, possession of controlled substances, 2 counts, how did she plead?
Not guilty.
Your Honor, she's got about 3 files here. I need to review the charges. If these are simply drug cases, I don't really have a problem. I'm not going to get in the way of anyone's rehab. But if we've got victims and this lady's done something, I'll just have to think about that. If you could pass it just for a minute.
She's here for a plea deadline on 16387.
Well, and Judge,
I could extend that to April 27th. How's that?
Judge, that's...
So moved, Your Honor.
Judge,
On
that
defense.
case is... What's the filing date of that case? Do you have it?
The filing date.
November? Okay, that's fine. Judge, I don't have any problem extending that plea date.
Okay. Anything else?
Judge, if you'll just pass it, let me look at these charges. If this lady just has a drug problem, that's fine. If this lady has a drug problem and that led her to steal or break or whatever, I may not care if she gets rehab. I may be interested in something else.
Okay. You want to combine them? Yes, sure. Okay, so we'll have her, on the newer cases, 164, 163, we'll have her appear for pre-trial on June 29th. Is that acceptable? Okay. Very well. Thank you. That's all we can do right now, ma'am. State versus Edmond Crow, 17162. This is possession of controlled substance, with intent to deliver an unlawful use of communication device case. Sir, appointed the public defender's office to represent you, and it looks like you're appearing for an arraignment.
We waive reading of the information and plea of not guilty. Judge asked that he be set before Judge Webb next time he's here.
Okay. Have you appear on May 4th at 9:30 before Judge Webb.
Your Honor, may I have a bond reduction, sir?
Does he have any prior?
He does, Your Honor. I'm not sure the extent of them at this point in time.
Judge, I don't have his criminal history, Judge. He was arrested at the end of March, so we haven't gotten that yet. It's set at $10,000, Judge. It's one delivery and unlawful use of a communication device. I don't know that his criminal history would impact that law, but
May I inquire, Your Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Crow, do you live here in Mountain Home?
Yes, sir.
Are you on probation or parole at this time?
Okay.
Okay. How long have you lived in Mountain Home?
Uh,
I'm sorry, can you lean up closer to the microphone?
10 or 11 years?
Okay. Do you have family here?
Yes, sir.
Are you employed here? Where do you work?
I am in construction.
Contractors Trust?
Concrete construction. I'm a self-employed.
Okay. All right.
On his application, he says he's not employed.
Right. It also says he has no income, Judge. Probably while he's incarcerated, I would imagine if he's self-employed, that would be the case. What's the bond right now, Kerry?
$10,000.
$2,500.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State versus Zachary Giltner, 17-153. Delivery of controlled substances, unlawful use of a communication device. Sir, I'm appointing the public defender's office to represent you. And I think you're appearing for an arraignment.
Judge, we'd waive reading of the information in her plea of not guilty. Mr. Giltner has requested that I ask for a $10,000 bond in this matter.
What's his bond set at?
I'm not sure what it is currently.
$50,000.
Your Honor, this gentleman is charged with 4 counts of delivery of a controlled substance. He is charged with 2 counts of delivery of a controlled substance class, a Schedule II substance. He's charged with 3 counts of possession of a controlled substance with the purpose to deliver a Class C felony. And he's charged with possession of methamphetamine with the purpose to deliver a Class B felony. And this gentleman is also charged with the habitual offender statute. That is not. He's got a criminal history of 1.25.
Where does he live at?
He lives here in Mountain Home, Your Honor, in Gassville. Zach, are you on probation or parole right now?
I'm on parole, yes, sir.
You're on parole?
I'm gonna leave the bond where it's at.
Okay. I'll be over to talk to you soon, okay, Zach?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
State versus Lakin Greer, 17-149. Possession of controlled substances and paraphernalia.
Judge, we represent Ms. Greer. I believe she's here for a arraignment on these charges, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, how does she plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll enter the plea of not guilty and have her return on June 29th at 10 o'clock for pretrial.
Judge, I might have her brought over this afternoon. They've made a plea offer, and I want to speak to her about it. We might be able to resolve it this afternoon as well.
Very well.
Thank you.
State versus Stephen Sifford, 17-141. Delivery of controlled substances near certain facilities, paraphernalia.
When did you file?
Judge, we've been appointed. He's here for arraignment. We'll enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf. Scheduling order's already been issued.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Not at this time.
Thank you, sir. That's all we can do right now. State versus Dean Thompson, 17-139. Delivery of controlled substances, possession of controlled substances, paraphernalia. That says 17-136. Methamphetamine.
Your Honor, he's here for attorney status. I'm entering my appearance at this time on these cases.
Okay. We'll enter you as an attorney and his attorney rather. Looks like you're scheduling orders. Okay.
there's one in 139. I don't know if he's been arraigned on 136.
Okay, let me check on that.
Brother?
No, he hasn't been arraigned.
Your Honor, we enter a plea of not guilty on that
Okay.
charge.
Very well.
That's a division.
Can we merge these all onto your division?
That'd be fine. That's all we can do today, sir. Thank you. State versus Christie Lundholm, 17-124. Forgery, several counts.
Judge, I represent Christie. I believe she has been transferred to this division for this case as well. It's been scheduled out. I'm in the process of speaking with the prosecutor about resolving her matters. We're still scheduled for now.
Okay. Let's see. Very well. That's all we can do today, ma'am.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll be over to see you soon, okay, Christie? I'm talking to the prosecutor this afternoon about everything.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
16-427, State versus Caleb Darnell. Burglary, theft of property. Everything can be done in this case.
Judge, what we're going to do in Caleb's case is have him reset in front of Judge Webb, if that's okay, for a probable drug court plea on May the 4th.
Very well.
He'll need to be screened before then, but otherwise we should be able to resolve it that day.
Okay, I'll order you appear before Judge Webb on May 4th at 9:30. If that doesn't work out, we'll leave it as scheduled.
Thank you, Your
on our
Honor.
docket. Shelby Chevalier, 16-425, 406-373, these are drug cases.
Your Honor, I represent the defendant. We're here on a plea deadline.
Yes.
I filed a motion to continue. There were some discovery issues in this matter. They've been resolved. I was just given discovery this morning. So if we could get a new court date, Your Honor.
Let me look at the scheduling order.
Thank you, sir.
Today was the plea deadline, Your Honor. Her trial is scheduled on the 15th of May in all the cases.
Okay. We'll extend the plea deadline to April 27th.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Could we, she's wanting to address bond too, I believe, Your Honor. You've got her on a $5,000 cash-only bond. I believe
I
she...
remember the case. I'd rather leave it there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
State versus Jennifer Willett, 16-417, possession of paraphernalia, it looks like.
Judge, we've been extended a plea offer in this matter. We're declining it at this point in time. One of the reasons is because we don't have lab results in her cases yet, and as the court knows, that can take some time. So
Yeah,
we may be filing motions in that matter, but otherwise we'll leave it as scheduled.
okay. That's all today, thank you. State versus Danny Messick, 16-331, aggravated assault.
Judge, I've spoken with Mr. Messick about the plea offer this week. He's declining that offer. We will leave it as scheduled at this time.
Very well. That's all we can do today, thank you.